The Galactic Empire's command hall was never silent. It was always full of voices, screens, and heavy footsteps. But today everything stopped. Commander Zaurin, one of the Empire's most trusted officers, stared at the giant hologram floating in the center of the room. His hands were shaking. His eyes were wide. He had seen hundreds of warships in his life, but nothing like this. It started only 10 minutes ago, when an unknown object entered the Empire's outer sensor grid. The scanners tried to identify it. But the moment the first scan came back, every alarm in the hall turned red. The object was massive. Too massive, the technician whispered. "Commander, the structure is not matching any known Empire design, or any alien design. This may be human." Zaurin froze. Everyone knew humans were new to the galaxy. Small fleet, small territory, weak technology. Harmless, but the ship on the screen was not harmless. Its hull was smooth, glowing with strange blue energy lines. Its shape was curved, elegant, and terrifying at the same time. The scanner showed impossible readings. Shields stronger than Imperial capital ships, engines that bent the light around them, and a weapon signature that no one had ever recorded before. Zaurin swallowed hard. Run the scan again. The technician did, and the result was worse. The weapon signature belonged to a beam capable of cutting through a battleship in seconds. "Who built this?" another officer whispered. Zaurin answered with a shaking voice. Humans built this." For the first time in years, the commander felt fear. Real fear. Because if humans could build something like this, then the Empire was no longer the strongest power in the galaxy. And the ship was moving closer. The command hall lights flickered as the warship locked onto their sector. Something was coming. Something impossible. The unknown warship drifted closer, moving with a calm confidence that made every officer in the Imperial command hall nervous. It didn't rush. It didn't hide. It simply approached, like a predator that already knew nothing could stop it. Commander Zaurin stood rigid, watching the readings climb on every monitor. "Distance," he asked quietly. 20,000 kilometers in closing, the sensor officer replied. Speed still increasing. The officers exchanged confused looks. Heavy ships were never this fast. Not even the Empire's strongest dreadnoughts could move like that. The technician zoomed in on the hull. The screen filled with details so advanced they looked unreal. Plasma veins pulsing under black metal. Strange blue symbols glowing like ancient runes, and weapon ports that hummed with silent power. "Commander, why would humans build something like this?" an officer asked. Zaurin didn't answer. He couldn't. Humans were not supposed to be a threat. They were explorers, traders, diplomats. Their ships were small and simple. Their technology, basic. Their culture, peaceful. But this warship broke every rule. The more the Empire scanned it, the more impossible it became. Its shield output rivaled entire fleets. Its engine produced no heat. Its hull material didn't match any database. And worst of all, the ship was absorbing their scans. The Empire's scanners flickered again, then died completely. The warship had shut them off. No way," the technician whispered. "It disabled our systems without firing anything." Fear spread through the hall like cold smoke. "What do we do?" an officer asked. Zaurin forced himself to speak. "Open a channel. We need to identify who is commanding that ship." The communication officer hesitated. "Commander," the ship already opened one. Everyone froze. A deep human voice echoed through the hall speakers. "Imperial Command, we know you're watching." The warship's lights brightened, and the Empire realized this encounter was not an accident. It was a message. The voice coming from the warship was calm. Too calm. It echoed through command hall, like a warning wrapped in silence. Commander Zaurin felt his pulse spike. Identify the source. The communication officer's hands trembled over the console. It's coming directly from the warship's bridge. Unsecured channel. They connected without permission. Unsecured? That meant one thing. The humans had bypassed all Imperial firewalls like they were nothing. The voice spoke again, steady, controlled, almost confident. "We detected your scans. Stand down. We are not here to start a war, unless you force us to. Gasps spread across the hall. Humans? Giving warnings to the Empire? This had to be a joke. A nightmare. Something impossible. Zaurin stepped forward. This is Commander Zaurin of the Galactic Empire. Identify yourself. A short pause. Then, Captain Eric Hayes. United Human Fleet. The name meant nothing to the Empire, but his presence, his tone, his technology, all of it felt like a thunderstorm waiting to break. Zaurin tried to sound firm. Your ship matches no human class. How do you construct something like this? Captain Hayes did not answer immediately. Instead, the warship shifted position, turning slowly until its full silhouette filled the main screen. Beautiful and terrifying, a machine built with purpose. Your Empire forced our hand, Hayes finally replied. For years, you treated humanity as harmless. The hall went silent. You were wrong. Every officer felt the weight of those words. Hayes was not bragging. He was stating a fact. The ship's weapon ports opened slightly, glowing with unstable blue light. The sensors crackled back online and displayed something even worse. The human warship was charging a weapon, one bigger than anything in Imperial history. Zaurin whispered, "Why are you doing this?" Hayes replied, "We didn't come to attack you, but we will defend what's ours." Suddenly, the warship vanished from the screen. It had activated a jump inside Imperial space, a violation punishable by war. When the human warship vanished from the screen, panic ripped through the Imperial command hall. No ship, absolutely none, could perform a jump inside a gravity-locked Imperial sector. It was considered impossible, suicidal, forbidden by physics itself. But the humans had just done it. Commander Zaurin gripped the edge of the console. Track it. Find it. The technician scrambled. Screens flashed. Sensors rebooted. But every display came back the same. No detection. No energy trail. No signature. It didn't just jump, the sensor officer stammered. It disappeared from reality for a moment. Zaurin's heart pounded. That technology doesn't exist. The officer looked at him helplessly. "Sir, humans have it." A deep unease spread across the hall. If humans had mastered phase jumping, moving between layers of space, then the Empire had no defense, no shield, no countermeasure. A sharp alarm cut through the silence. "Commander," the officer pointed at a screen. "It's back, above our outer defense ring." Everyone turned. There was again the same glowing, curved human warship, hovering calmly above 3 Imperial battle cruisers. The cruisers locked weapons immediately. "Commander!" "They're trying to force the human ship to retreat." Zaurin's voice broke. No, don't." But it was too late. One cruiser fired a warning shot. A thin beam of light grazed the human warship's hull. The room froze. The warship didn't shake, didn't drift, didn't even react. Instead, Captain Hayes' voice returned, calm as ice. "Imperial vessels, firing on us was a mistake." The human warship glowed brighter, its energy veins pulsing like a heartbeat. Suddenly, the Imperial cruisers' weapons powered down. Against their will. Engines offline. Shields collapsing. Entire systems shutting down. The humans were remotely taking control of Imperial warships. Gasps echoed across the hall. "Commander!" the technician whispered. "They're disabling our fleet without firing a single shot." Humanity wasn't just strong. It was untouchable. The command hall shook with fear as every Imperial cruiser near the human ship went dark. Their lights faded. Their thrusters stopped. Their weapons completely dead. It was like the Empire's proud fleet had turned into cold, empty shells. Commander Zaurin stared at the screens, numb. How are they doing this? No one answered. No one could. Across every monitor, one message flashed. Remote override source. Human warship. Impossible. Unthinkable. Unacceptable. The Empire had spent centuries building unbreakable firewalls, yet humans walked to them like open doors. Captain Hayes' voice returned, steady and controlled. "We do not wish to harm your ships, but if you continue to point weapons at us, we will respond." The calm tone made it 10 times scarier. Zaurin felt his throat tighten. "What do they want?" he whispered. A young officer swallowed hard. Maybe they're showing us what they're capable of." Before Zaurin could reply, the human ship emitted a low, growing hum. The blue veins pulsing across its hull grew brighter, then blinding. "Commander!" the sensor officer yelled. "Their main weapon is charging." Every officer froze, not because they feared the weapon, but because the sensor showed something impossible. The weapon was drawing energy from the star itself. "Sir, they're pulling solar plasma and converting it directly into ammunition. No Empire ship has ever done that." Zaurin's legs weakened. A ship that could eat a star could destroy a star, and yet the human warship did not fire. Instead, the weapon turned away from the cruisers and aimed directly at the Empire's capital moon. Gasps echoed through the hall. No, why target that?" An officer cried. Hayes finally answered. "Because the Empire placed illegal weapon labs there, labs where your scientists experimented on captured humans." Zaurin's blood ran cold. The Empire's greatest secret, exposed. The humans knew everything. And for the first time, the Empire realized humanity wasn't rising. Humanity had already risen. A heavy silence crushed the command hall as a human warship aimed its glowing weapon at the Empire's capital moon, home to secret labs that were never meant to be discovered. Commander Zaurin felt every eye in the room shift toward him. Fear, shame, confusion. He had served the Empire's entire life. Yet even he had not known the full truth. "Did we real experiment on them?" he whispered. The intelligence officer lowered his head. "Yes, Commander. High Command ordered it. They believed humans had hidden potential." Zaurin's knees nearly buckled. Hidden potential? The Empire had tortured a species it did not understand. And now that species was standing at his doorstep with a warship that defied physics. Captain Hayes' voice returned, softer now, but colder than before. "We detected the labs. We found what your scientists did to our people. The warship's energy veins flared like lightning across its hull. We will not let it happen again." A brilliant beam fired, not toward the Empire citizens, not toward military bases, but directly at the underground labs. The capital moon shook violently as the beam sliced through the surface like paper. Explosions erupted. Dust clouds rose. And in seconds, the entire complex was gone, erased without harming the surrounding cities. Precision, control, mercy mixed with unstoppable power. The command hall gasped. Zaurin felt tears sting his eyes. They could have destroyed us, but they didn't. For the first time, he understood. Humans didn't want dominance. They wanted justice. The warship turned slowly, drifting away from the moon. Its engines glowed brighter as it prepared for another phase jump. Hayes spoke one last time. "Empire Command, this is your only warning. Leave humanity alone. We seek peace, but we will not bow." A second later, the warship vanished, leaving behind silence, fear, and a message that would echo across the galaxy. Humanity was not weak. Humanity was not harmless. Humanity was a rising storm, and the Empire had just witnessed its first lightning strike.